Yo, what's poppin', people? Your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. And y'all know how we do, man. Y'all know how we get down. There is nothing I need you to do more than hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn your post notification bell on so you'll know when your boy is going live or dropping his heat. Because our boy, I ain't gonna say my boy, our partner, all our partners, because we all celebrate the brother and watch the brother and participate in all the brother's activities. Our boy, Garrett, the loneliest monk, Bush, set the Cleveland media on fire yesterday. He actually stood 10 toes down. He actually said the things that a lot of us have been saying. But the difference is G. Bush is in the middle of the firestorm. G. Bush is in the business. G. Bush works with all of these people. And on yesterday, after he dropped this video, before he was on his way to practice, and after practice was over, I'm waiting on G. Bush to go live because I know he gonna go live after practice. So I'm on the road, right? And I'm waiting. I'm sick of waiting. So I hit him up with the voice note and, hey man, look here. I need you to jump on this thing because I need some information. I need to know what's popping up there because I've been busy all day and I ain't been able to keep up. And G. Bush went live. Ain't talked about nothing in that practice yesterday. But that's G. Bush. And you gotta love it when you are expecting one thing and get something completely opposite. Because G. Bush is simply fed up with the BS in the Cleveland media. And today, I wanted to go over what G. Bush said. And this is a totally different video for me because I don't examine a lot of videos, but this one demands an examination and some things that y'all might have missed when G. Bush was sitting in that car, talking that talk, doing that thing. But enough of my talk. Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, what's poppin', people? Your boy Snacks is in the building. Hey! We got another banger. Turn me up. Woo, 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 woo. Cartier shades on, diamond dancing in the light. Cross on the chain, big stacks looking right. Step in the room, whole screen start shaking, hit that intro. Now the whole chat waking, Colorado talk. Coach Prime with the motion. Shedeur in the mix, got the whole world posted. Cleveland Browns pressure, we gon' break it down. Bigsnackks on the mic, hottest voice in town. Hey, another banger. So serious. Another banger. Bigsnackks going live. Tap in right now for the energy ride. Like that video. Subscribe to the name. Hit that bell too. Don't miss the flame. Another banger. We don't do no boring. Sports talk jumping. Whole chat roaring. Cartier frames. Diamonds on shine. Bigsnackks in the building. It's showtime. Angel Reese cooking. Atlanta dream flying. Dallas Cowboys talk. You know we ain't lying. Browns nation loud. Buff nation stand tall. When Snacks push the button, he gon' talk about it all. Life, sports, culture, real talk in the booth. Funny with the jokes, but we standing on truth. If you came for the show, better stay locked in. Bigsnackks got another one. Let the games begin. Bigsnackks, Bigsnackks, another banger. Hey, like the video, subscribe right now. Hit that bell. Tap in with the live. Your boy Snacks in the building. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.
And y'all know that G. Bush is my dog, right? And I rocks with G. And when G. Bush is standing on business and he has an opinion to voice, we gotta listen. Now, a lot of people have asked me to do a lot of videos. I've been getting questioned about the Nolan Wells videos and doing things of that nature. And most of all, I send everybody over to KSAP because KSAP is on that case right now because I don't have the time. to do the Nolan Wells videos. They asked me about the WNBA videos. I ain't had the time to do the WNBA videos, even though Caitlin Clark got mushed in the face last night by Asia Wilson and Chelsea Gray bust that 3 in their face. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no time. I'm watching. I ain't got the time. But we gonna commit and change the way we do things. But right now, we gonna get into this G. Bush video because we gonna start producing a lot of videos that a lot of people have been requesting. But right now, G. Bush got his eyes closed. You see him, he meditating. He coming out of his word. Say amen. Let's go.
Yo, you know what? I just wanted to come on here real quick. I'm on my way to training camp, and you know, I'll be out there covering the team and doing some things. And as always, I'll give you a little recap of what's going on, you know, in the situation with the Browns training camp. But I wanted to just sit here really quickly and just like really, you know, say something I think needs to be said. Like, this is why I'm just starting to realize the media industry is just as corrupt and backwards than the music industry. Whether you're talking about politics, whether you talk about the music industry, you know, like film, man, bro, it's so crooked that it's so wild to me. And I don't.
And the media industry is not fair game. That's why you got to be careful where you get your information from. You got to be able to trust the people that you get your information from. You know, regardless to where you lean, regardless to what side of anything that you're on, you have to be able to trust the people that you get your information from. You just can't just blatantly say any and everything that you see posted on the internet or that you see someone else retweet or post. Take your time. Check their information. Make sure you understand what's taking place.
Know why I'm getting on here saying this right now, but I just feel like it just needs to be said. The thing that I struggle with the most, and I just gotta fully embrace it, like, we never gonna see eye to eye. I am never gonna see eye to eye with some of the people who do this job for a living with me, because we don't have the same principles. We don't come from the same thing. So I don't know why I keep having to realize to myself that these people is never going to be what you are. So
that's correct. They ain't never going to be what we think they are or what we want them to be or what we would like them to be. And it's a stark difference between G. Bush and the other people that cover the Cleveland Browns. See, G. Bush is one of them ones that has been through the fire, that has been in that system, in that game. G. Bush is also that guy who's on the other side of Cleveland. He's on the Wakanda side of Cleveland. He's on the new Cleveland media side of Cleveland, where when the information changes, so does your opinion. And most of the Cleveland media is still stuck. They're just stuck. They ain't moved off of what they've seen or heard from last season. But I'm cooked, boy.
You should cease to stop expecting somehow to come around to it, because it's not going to happen. And we all kind of knew that, but just going to practice and watching, it shows you something. This is an eye-opening situation. You go to practice, you see something with your eyes. And the reason I started going to practice is because I wanted to see the difference, not only see how the team is doing and get to a point where we can, you know, cover the team and like regular teams. I wanted to see what's the difference between what people is printing and what people is seeing. And
it's a stark difference.
And
between what people are saying and what people are printing. And even what we see. We don't see what they see when we looking at things. For one, when it comes to Shedeur and Deshaun, the Cleveland media, nobody in that media space has done their homework. Nobody has went back and watched the Colorado tapes, watched the Jackson tape. Nobody has watched the thousands of well-off media videos. They just go with whatever people say on the internet.
In the days that I've been here, it has been stark. It has been crazy. And what you realize is people don't even know what they're looking at.
Facts.
So I see why the narrative is different from what you see on the football field, because if you don't understand what you're actually even looking at, you're just going off of just ignorance. And I'm looking and I'm watching some of the stuff that people is talking about. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Cadences and what are you what are we talking about here? I have people talk about, oh, that throw wasn't good. And the most part that I got a problem with is this.
Talk to him, G.
If Deshaun Watson has a good throw
Uh-huh.
or a good practice,
Okay.
I can say, oh, he had a good practice. You can go on Final Cut. Me and Earl talked about it. Me, Earl Tyvis, Coach Riz, we talked about it. The day before, I put out a tweet that Dillon Gabriel did pretty good in the period. Awesome. I don't understand how I can sit here and give Deshaun Watson and Dillon Gabriel credit where credit is due. But the first time Shedeur Sanders does anything well, it's either outright ignored, people move into this weird trolling stuff where it's like, you know, they can't defend their position, or if he does anything, they just outright ignore it like it never happened. Deshaun Watson had a good practice, and I'm not taking nothing away from him. He did what he was supposed to do at practice. That's what football is, right? And I'm going to say, when somebody play good, I'm going to say it. But the problem I got is, why is it that I can do that, but you can't?
They can't do it because that's when their biases show. That's when their disdain and dislike for the person, shall we say, Shedeur, it shows. And all of us are of the belief that the Cleveland media does not want Shedeur in Cleveland, does not want Deshaun in Cleveland. But the reasons they don't want Shedeur in Cleveland is not because he's not a good quarterback. The reason they don't want Shedeur in Cleveland is because of the coverage and the amount of pushback that they get from the fans, from the other YouTubers, and people in general that call them out on their false narratives, on their biases, or when you just simply don't put out the correct information. Shedeur went 20 of 25 the other day, and there was no coverage. Tony Grossi does a coverage of practice every day. I did a freaking video on it. And that very same day after practice, in Tony Grossi's coverage of the practice, was no mention of Shedeur Sanders going 21 or 25. The very next day, Deshaun Watson goes 17 of 20, all in the red zone with 7 touchdowns. And that's what you open up your coverage with, mentioning over and over and over again how good of a day Deshaun Watson had. And that's the bias coverage that we talking about. Daniel Ofusi put out a tweet about the cadences that he just mentioned. Deshaun Watson and Shedeur was able to draw the defenses off sides with these cadences that Todd Monken is implementing and he wants to use. Tony Grossi reports that Shedeur Sanders wasn't able to draw the defenses off sides. Darrell Ryder reports yesterday about cadences and that Shedeur Sanders wasn't able to draw the defenses off sides. 2 different reports. Who do you believe? The people with biases? Or the person that has been covering the team throughout with no biases? Same report on Deshaun. Same report on Dylan. Same report on Shedeur. Same report on wide receivers. Flat out coverage. But the two people with biases says that he did something that he wasn't able to do what Daniel Ofusi said he did. And Daniel Ofusi was the first one to report it. So who do you believe? That's what G is talking about. These biases and your opinion. Don't give us your opinion. Give us your coverage. Stop letting your emotions reflect in your coverage of the football team. Because you don't like Shedeur. Because you don't want Shedeur here. Your coverage is a reflection of that. And as a reporter, you can't do that.
And that's the part that gets me, where I can't be a part of it. I'm never going to identify and see myself as a person who is going to be part of a conglomerate in the media, because we not the same. We not from the same background, cut from the same cloth. Like, look at certain things. I can understand if you got a dog in a fight. I can understand if you say, listen, I prefer Deshaun Watson to start, or I prefer Dylan Gabriel to start. The problem that I got is you using people and narratives as a way to go about whether you're going to prove something or disprove somebody.
Right. They writing their own perspectives into the narrative. They're putting their opinion into what's supposed to be just basic coverage of the football team. Nobody minds your opinion. Give it, but don't make it reflective of your coverage of the football team, because it all bleeds into each other, and we can see it. And the problem is, we calling it out, and the Cleveland media don't like it. And therefore, since you got all this pushback, and Shedeur got all these fans, and you getting all this media coverage, NFL Network, CBS, Fox, Yahoo, Netflix, Prime TV, everybody is in Cleveland to watch this. And it's because of Shedeur. This is what the NFL created by trying to humble a player. Somebody got to pay the price. And the Cleveland media is paying the price. The owners don't care, because the owner ain't never got this much coverage before. And it only bolsters them being able to charge more for advertising, because their coverage is wall to wall and it's everywhere. Talk to them, G.
And I completely believe that is whack. I'm never going to agree with it. I'm never going to champion it. And every single time it happens, I'm going to call it out. So for me, going to practice and seeing the guys perform and being able to come in and articulate to you guys to see what's going on, I did that for a reason. But I didn't even think, even I knew what was going on, I didn't even think it was that bad. And then I get here and it's crazy. This is why we can't get interviews. This is why players don't want to talk to us. This is why players don't want to come on our platforms. This is why players is not, they don't want to give us no access. It's because it's the reason why we got to always go around with these anonymous sources about what people feel about in the league. Like, we got to do.
I've been saying that since I've been covering Cleveland. G, hold on, I got to switch that page.
Do that.
G is going to be the only person that gets these interviews. Just like G was the only one to get the interview with Coach Prime. G will be the only person that the players talk to, because he's the only one that they can trust to be honest and truthful and not try to smear what they say. They don't like the Cleveland media. The players don't in Cleveland. They don't deal with them. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey don't work like that. Because everybody is messy. Everybody's trying to give their opinion instead of giving coverage. Jared Bush, Cameron Justice, Daniel Owafusi, Tyvis Powell, and Earl the freaking Pearl. Those are your trusted sources in Cleveland. That's who the players are going to talk to. If it's not mandatory that they don't talk, that they have to talk to any other outside media, they're not talking to nobody because they don't trust y'all. But that clique that I just mentioned, those will be the only people that get the real deal, get the raw when it comes to covering the Cleveland football team, because they are the only people in Cleveland the players can resort to, and giving them the information that they can trust to be delivered in the right way. Not twisted, not turned, not shortened, not edited out so it can fit your narrative. Just giving it to you raw, the real. And it's only those handful of journalists, reporters, YouTubers, bloggers, people that they're going to talk to. It won't be Mary Kay. It won't be Ken Carmen, Anthony Limo. It won't be the afternoon shows. It will be Garrett Bush. It will be Tyvis Powell. It will be Cameron Justice, Daniel Owafusi, Earl the freaking Pearl. That's it. That's all we got that's trustworthy in Cleveland.
Because we boiled down the game of football from coaching players to acquisitions and doing things on the football field to being a good buddy system with a bunch of anonymous people that's using football to profit. I don't respect it, bro. And so for me, I wish we can get to a point where we can go talk about the Cleveland Browns and we could be a real organization. We could be a real organization where we go and we show up to training camp and we talk about who's going to play. We talk about how to get better. We talk about who's showing up, the 53-man roster, who's shining, who's moving, what the offensive line doing, what's the new wrinkles and schemes. We can't even do that because we got a bunch of people running around here acting like this the soap operas.
It is the soap operas. And you can tell that it's the soap operas. As the freaking world turns, God in light, these are the days of our lives. If you ain't old enough, then you don't know. You know what I'm saying? From 11 to 2, don't touch that TV. You bigger than me. But this is right. And G is a guy who played football at a very high level. But he didn't lead with, I'm the football player. I know everything. I know what I'm seeing and what I'm talking about. He didn't lead with none of that. Because that's not the subject matter. The problem is your coverage. The problem is the double standard of your coverage. The problem is the Cleveland media covers these players so dynamically different that it's obvious to the lay person. If you're not from Cleveland and you don't know nothing about the Cleveland media, if you go watch a video, if you read an article, if you do anything, you know who is hunting and searching and supporting who wants what in that very small window of you reading and watching that video or reading that article. You understand that this person who wrote this article doesn't like the guy that they're writing about. And that shouldn't be visible. And to the point where you cover Shedeur, it's ridiculous. Deshaun Watson had one good day of practice out of 8. And oh my God, these are the same people who wanted to run Deshaun Watson out of town, didn't want him nowhere near practice. One good day of practice in the red zone, and he's the best thing walking. This is ridiculous. Talk to him, G.
I don't get it. But yeah, I do get it. I get it. So here's what we're gonna do.
What we doing? Talk to
Man, when you see something you don't like, change it.
him. Okay.
When you see something you don't appreciate, change it.
Okay.
When you see something that got a little issue with it, you go be the change.
I got you.
You go do it.
Will do.
And for me, I'm not gonna worry about things that I can't change. That's always gonna be there. That's part of the game. It's always gonna be there. But what I can do is make sure that when I'm on my platform, I'm gonna deliver consistency. I don't ever want nobody to ever pull up on my platform and tell me, dang, G Bush, you ain't even you can't give credit where credit is due.
I'm gonna have to pull up, dog. I'm gonna have to pull up the G Bush platform. I ain't gonna say he can't get credit where credit is due, because he most definitely does that. But I'm gonna have to pull up to the platform because it's been a minute. We need to have a discussion.
I feel like it's a sucker move. It does something to me in my heart. It does something to me. I can't even be around it. I can't even be a part of nothing like that. For you to say that you can discredit another man because why? You feel a certain way? Yep. Bro, if my number one nemesis, a person I don't like, in life you can learn something from anybody. You can learn something from a child, your worst enemy, your best friend, somebody's your adversary. You can learn something in everything.
Talk to him.
And the biggest thing about being a man or a stand-up dude is do not compromise the way you know what the principles is for nothing. I don't care. I don't care if I go to practice and not one person for me to talk to me. I don't care.
He don't care.
Because my goal is to deliver the real to the people. And if you in the way of me delivering the real and you feel a certain type of way about it, then feel free to, like, that's on you.
Gotta keep it
But
100.
for me, I can't do that. In what world or universe are we a group of people as men and grown women where we can't give credit? That's emotional immaturity.
We gotta keep it a buck. You gotta keep it 1,000 at all times. But they don't like giving credit. Because giving credit to a person like Shedeur is saying that I'm wrong. I was wrong from the jump. And I've been wrong for over a year covering Shedeur. Nobody is willing to admit when they were wrong. And half of the people that's covering Cleveland right now are wrong. Jason Lloyd, Mary Kay Cabot, Anthony Lima, Zach Jackson. Who else? Dan Lobby. Who else we got? There's some more of them out there. Wrong. Because y'all were willing to listen to all the noise instead of doing what you're supposed to do, is do your research. Do your job. That's all you had to do, was do your job. Shedeur is nowhere near the quarterback he was last season when he came into the NFL. And it's not without the help of his first coach and coaching staff, because they weren't no help. They didn't want him. They tried to flat out abolish him from being on the football team. It was like he wasn't even there. So no, Shedeur has grinded his ass off. And he a good football player. And Todd Monken wants him to win. And he wants to win. Get dangerous with one off season. One off season, it get dangerous. I'm telling you now. Shout out to LB team. It get dangerous when we can put in the work, when we can get them reps, when the coach believes in you, when the coaching staff is behind you, when you got teammates that's saying, come on, Shedeur, we got your back. It hit a little different then, don't it? But we gonna see G. Bush, he out there cooking. He doing the doggone thing. I ain't even want to do no videos today. I was getting me a back away from the internet day. But we here now. But since you here, do me a solid and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notification bell on. You know what I'm saying? You Auntie Faye say you get 3 hypes a week. I better get one of them. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you use one of them things on your boy. Figured them and G. Bush has always set the record straight. I'm getting out of here. I was finna keep going, but I ain't gonna do it. Mess around, it get dangerous over here, and I get on this soapbox. It might be a while. But anyway, man, I'm gonna holler at y'all. I appreciate it. Peace out.
Bigsnackks, 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 Bigsnackks. Let's go. Bigsnackks, yeah. Bigsnackks, Bigsnackks. Before you go, hit that like and subscribe. Join the family, come along for the ride. Sports, culture, life, yeah, we talk it all. From the Browns to the Buffs, every rise and fall. See you aunties, I appreciate the love. Bigsnackks in the building, man, it's all above. G. Bush, K-Sap, Auntie Faye in the mix, Mag Dog TV. Money, man, that's the click.